Hello guys, and welcome to Should I Play This? Today I'm going to take a look at all of the standard modules. So let's go into the outfitting screen. I'll cover all of the weapons in another video. And the first one is the reinforced alloys. And what we can see here is that it has an I and a 1. And the letter denominates what quality grade the module is. And the best one is A, and then it goes down from there. So you can see this power plant is quality A grade, which means it's a very good module. And this module is not very good, it's an I. The next thing you'll notice is the number. And what the number tells you is the size of the module that you have there, the size of the mount. So I can fit a size 3 module into a size 3 slot. And bigger modules will have bigger capacity. If we, for example, if this was a size 6 module mount, I could fit a size 6 cargo rack there, and it would be much bigger than the capacity of 4 on the size 2 cargo rack. If the number is higher for the module mount, the module will also be bigger and it will be more expensive. And the module mounts that you have on your ship, the size of them is dependent on the ship class. So if this was an Anaconda, for example, these numbers would be much higher, and I could install a power distributor that was much bigger and it would cost a lot more. So that's not really that interesting for you to look at the size of this at this point in time, except that if you have installed a module that is too small for that mount. For example, if you were installing a cargo rack here, you would not install a cargo rack the module size 2 in a mount that can hold up to a size 3. Depending on the quality grade of the module will have some attributes, and those attributes will be better in total. So I might have 2 A modules available, but one A module will have a lower weight and a better recharge time, and the other module might have a higher weight and a lower recharge time. The attributes can be different on the same grade of module. So if you have the choice between 3 different A modules, the attributes will be different on all of them. And sometimes what you're trying to achieve will be different from what you get on a specific A module. So for example, if I was trying to get a longer jump range on my Viper, I would want a low weight of the entire ship. So there I might look for a sensor with low weight instead of a long scan range, and then I might come across a C module that has a lower weight than an A module because the attributes are sort of random. I might also later on come across an A module with a much lower weight than the C module. So you have to look at what you're trying to achieve when you install these modules and when you buy what is available at the station. The place that you can find the most modules available in the widest variety is in high-tech economies. So if you're looking for specific modules, you should check high-tech economies first. So now I'll briefly run through all of these modules and tell you what they do. The first one here is your ship armor, and the better the armor, you can see they get more expensive, and the better the armor, the more hit points you will have. And here's the power plant, and the power plant tells you how much power you will have available for all of your modules. If your modules need more power than you have available in your power plant, then you will have to disable some modules to get the ship to run. And you can see how changing a module affects your ship down in the left-right bottom of the screen. The numbers will change depending on which module I'm mounting over. So you can see if I install this module, I will have less power available because it's red, but my mass will go down, and that means that my jump range will go up. That's all the blue numbers down there. But you can also see that I'm not going to if I install this power plant, I'm not going to have enough power available to to run all of my modules, because when all of my modules are deployed, it'll need 13.14 megawatts, and it's only 9 if I install this that'll be available, and therefore I cannot run all of my modules. And the next thing on the list is thrusters. Let's take a look at the thrusters here. And what the thruster does is it gives you a max velocity that you can do, and it also helps you with the improved maneuverability if you have better thrusters. And you can see here that you have a number called engine optimal mass and maximum mass. If your Viper or whatever ship you have is heavier than the optimal mass, then it will detract from the maximum velocity that you can achieve. So you want to find an engine where the current mass of your ship is within the engine optimal mass, not higher than that, because if it's higher, you will not be able to reach the full potential of that engine. And the maximum mass is that if you exceed the maximum mass, then this module will not work for your ship, and you'll be needing to get another one. Then we have the frame shift drive, and this is the most important one for your jump range. And again, you have a FSD optimal mass and max fuel per jump. And here again, you want to find one where the mass of your ship is within the FSD optimal mass and not higher than that, because otherwise it will detract from your rather a lot from your jump range. And you can see if I install this, my jump range will go down to 4.48 Li, meaning that I'm not going to be able to jump very far at all, and maybe only do one system at a time. Then we have life support, and what this is, it's what's going to save you if you engage in combat and someone breaks your cockpit, and your cockpit depletes of oxygen. So as soon as your cockpit windshield breaks, a timer will start, and that timer is going to depend on what module you have installed here. You can see this one has 25 minutes, and this one has 5 minutes, and this one has 10 minutes. And that's the timer for how long time you have to get to a station. If you don't get to a station within 10 minutes, if you have this life support, then you will die from oxygen, lack of oxygen in your cockpit and ship. Here's the power distributor, and that is, in my opinion, the most important module in your ship, at least if you're doing combat. The power distributor is going to have a recharge time for your systems and a capacity in the power distributor for use for that specific purpose. So if you look at here, I have a weapons capacity of 14,000 energy and a weapons recharge of 1.6. What that means is that I'm going to have 14,000 total energy to fire my lasers, for example. And when I deplete it, it'll take this amount of time to recharge it if I put all of my pips into weapons. And the same thing goes for the engines here. I have this amount of energy available for boosting, and I'll take this time to recharge it. And for the systems, and this is shields, for example, so it'll take, I'll have this amount of energy, and it'll take this amount of time to recharge my shields. So the power distributor is a very important module. And you want to have one that is as good as possible, especially if you're relying on lasers for your weapons. And here we have the sensors. A better sensor will have a longer sensor range, and what that means is that ships that are up to 6 kilometers away from my ship will appear on my radar if I have this sensor, and only 5 kilometers in this one. That means that if a ship is at 6 kilometers and I have this sensor, I'm not going to be able to see it on my radar. You'll be able to see it if you look out of just looking at your computer screen out of your cockpit. You will be able to manually see it with your own eyes, and then you can fly closer to it and target it, but it will not appear on your radar. if I have this sensor, that ship would be on my radar. It's not really the sensor it's not really something that is that important. And also, if you look at it again, you can see that there's a big difference in the power draw and in how much they weigh, and those two parameters will probably be more important to you. And then you have the fuel tank capacity, and that is pretty much self-explanatory. The better fuel tank, the bigger it is, the longer you can jump around without having to go back to refuel. And this is not a standard module. I'll cover the shield cell bank in another video, but I can briefly explain that it is a module that will help you recharge your shield quickly if it's depleted and it uses ammunition. The shield generator is a standard module for all ships. And it's for all combat ships. You actually will not necessarily have a shield generator on a non-combat ship in this game. But for all combat vessels, it's standard. And it provides you with hit points for your shield. And you can see again, you have an optimal hull mass and you have a maximum hull mass. If the total mass of your ship is below the optimal hull mass, then you'll have a slight bonus to your shield hit points and strength. If your ship's mass is above the optimal hull mass, meaning that you have a heavier ship than the optimal hull mass, then you will have a slight decrease in your ship's strength. So you want to ideally find a shield generator where the mass of your ship is below the optimal hull mass. And the cargo rack is of course also self-explanatory, and the bigger the cargo rack, the more capacity you have. But I covered all of the standard modules here. And what you do is you just go to a high-tech economy and find what you need, and you check out what's available there. It'll always be different what's available, and the different modules will have different stats. Also, 2 AA modules, for example, might have different stats from each other. So you check out what's available and see how it'll affect your ship in this window down here, and then you select a module that will help you achieve the goal that you're trying to achieve. If you want a longer jump range, you want to find modules that don't weigh a lot, and that might be a B or C module really. It doesn't really have to be an A module. An A module will not always be better at trying to achieve what you're trying to do. And I hope this was helpful, and I'll cover all of the specialist modules in their own videos, and I'll go over the missiles and guns in another video as well. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video if you found this helpful. I'll catch you all next time.